Alright, so welcome back. And what you're looking at here is a rather interesting battery from a 1994 Honda Civic. You may notice it looks a little slender, and that's for a certain reason. That is what's called a slim battery, which is the kind of battery that this Honda Civic takes. Some of your smaller vehicles, your compacts and subcompacts, might take a battery like this. The other thing that's interesting is that it is a reverse polarity battery, which means the poles are in the opposite order that you'd expect them to be, and that's because of the way this battery sits in the engine. You might be wondering, well, why don't you just get a normal slim battery and just turn it the wrong way? Well, that's because the cables only go so far, and it might not actually fit the right way. It has a battery clamp on it as well that only goes in a certain direction. That holds the battery in on the tray so that your battery's not flopping all around the inside of the engine of the car. What you see in the background here is a rather old battery trickle charger. You can see it's an 8 amp trickle charger. You can see that the needle is kind of hovering back and forth between the 4 and the 5. And that's about all I'm getting out of this battery right now. I charged it up yesterday, got up to about 6. I left it unplugged overnight, hooked it back up this morning, and it was still at about 4.5 to 5. Plugged it back in, getting about 5 out of it. This battery, I think, is pretty much dead, but, you know, it's holding somewhat of a charge. I don't know if that's enough to actually crank over the car, but I'm going to throw the battery in the car, roll the dice, see what happens. If that doesn't do it, I might try jumping it and seeing if I can get some life out of the car. Get the engine to turn over and run for a while, because it really needs to. So, yeah, this trickle charger, you can see I got a tractor back here, and if that thing sits over the winter and doesn't start, this thing's great for charging up that tractor battery and getting it to go again. So these things are kind of handy, and I don't know exactly how old this thing is, but I know I've had it in the house. It was my dad's. Well, it still is my dad's, and he's had it since I've been a little kid, so it's at least as old as I am, if not older. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, disconnect the battery, and then bring it out to the car, put it in, and see what we get.